I just want to say one thing. You know, last month we spent a little bit of money on our website. The donate button is now working. So
that's right. That's right. Yeah. And well, the donate box is still good too. But here's the good thing about the donate button. I believe you can do an ongoing contribution, like if you want to do monthly or something, if you want to just put on there to do $10 a month, $20, $100, $300 a month, whatever you want to do, that's available to you. And this is why. We have a lot of candidates coming up that we want to support, and it takes money. They need money. And unfortunately, when we come around to them, we just don't have a lot of money to give them. Our only fundraisers are part of our membership dues, and they need more than that. So avail yourself with a donate button. Thank you, Marilyn, for bringing that up, and thank you for putting the work in to make that happen, too. We do want to hear from Roger tonight, because you mentioned wall builders. Here's a student of wall builders right here.
Since 1993. And I've met him twice back then.
All right, Roger's coming up. I'll go ahead and do a couple more things. Just old business recruiting candidates, and we know how to train if we can. And one thing that was good on, well, a lot of things that are good. But one of the things that on our last email, if you missed that turn on our California back town hall that we had here at the church, Marilyn put that on our email, and you can click on it. It's about 2 hours long, but it's very good, and there's some good things in there, a sense of the election integrity. He shows kind of the way the population grew and how the voter registration goes, and voter registration is growing a whole lot faster than the population. So there's some anomalies there that it makes it very obvious. I'd encourage you, if you want to click on that picture and go look at that.
Is it on?
Ready?
Is it on?
You got it? Or do you want this?
I'm trying to get the mic because. Oh, okay. Now we got it. All right. All right. Good evening. Good presentation there. All right. Before I begin, I'm going to pass around this clipboard, and this is to receive my historical tidbits via text messaging. And what that is, for those of you who don't know, is I send out historical events, and I always try to send them on the day that they happened 200 years ago. So those of you who are already receiving it, you don't need to sign this again. So I'll start passing it around here. You can just put it back on the back table. Pastor, do you have this book already? Original Intent?
No.
Nope. You do now.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So tonight, we're talking about presidents being men of prayer. We're going to talk about our first, first commander, George Washington, our first commander-in-chief, and a man of prayer. So, next slide. And tonight I'll be taking my cue from this book called George Washington the Christian. It was written by William Johnson and published back in 1919. And in it, the author describes a prayer book that George Washington kept as a young man, which was copied in his own handwriting. And the book that prayer book that he had was entitled Daily Sacrifice, or My Daily Sacrifice, which contained his hand-copied prayers. Prayer was a very important aspect throughout George's life, as we shall soon see. Now imagine that, our first commander-in-chief, a man of prayer. It was obvious that God had him in the right place at the right time, leading our Continental Army during the American Revolution. And I, one of those prayers that's recorded, next slide. This one, Sunday morning prayer in 1752 when he was 20 years old. And this is what it says, quote, Almighty God and most merciful Father, who didst command the children of Israel to offer a daily sacrifice to thee, that thereby they might glorify and praise thee for thy protection both night and day, receive, O Lord, my morning sacrifice, which I now offer up to thee. I yield thee humble and hearty thanks that thou hast preserved me from the danger of the night past, and brought me to the light of the day, and comforts thereof, a day which is consecrated to thine own service and for thine own honor. Let my heart, therefore, gracious God, be so affected with the glory and majesty of it, that I may not do mine own works, but wait on thee, and discharge those weighty duties which thou requirest of me, and since thou art a God of pure eyes, and wilt be sanctified in all who draw near unto thee, who doest not regard the sacrifice of fools, nor hear sinners who tread in thy courts. Pardon, I beseech thee, my sins, remove them from thy presence as far as the east is from the west, and accept me of the merits of thy Son Jesus Christ, that when I come into thy temple and compass thine altar, my prayers may come before thee as incense. And as thou wouldst hear me calling upon thee in my prayers, so give me grace to hear thee calling on me in thy word, that it may be wisdom, righteousness, reconciliation, and peace to the saving of the soul in the day of the Lord Jesus. Grant that I may hear it with reverence, receive it with meekness, mingle it with faith, and that it may accomplish in me, gracious God, the good work for which thou hast sent. Bless my family, kindred, friends, and country. Be our God and guide this day and forever for his sake, who laid down in the grave and arose again for us, Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. Do I hear an amen? Amen. Now that from our first commander-in-chief, the father of our country, for our first president. Well, what influenced George Washington in his faith? Or who is the influence in his faith? In his faith. Next slide. That comes from this woman here, his mother, Mary Washington, very spiritual woman, who taught young George how to pray. And it says here, in 1753, George Washington was given the task by Governor Dinwiddie of Virginia to carry dispatches to the French commander, St. Pierre. He then went to see his mother, Mary, to bid her farewell. Her parting words to him were, quote, remember that God only is our sure trust. To him I commend you. She then admonished him, my son, neglect not the duty of secret prayer. Now, aren't you glad he listened to his mama?
Amen. Yes.
And then, next slide. As commander-in-chief of the Continental Army, when they were encamped at Valley Forge, prayer really, became important to him. And see if I can all you guys see this gentleman right here? Okay. That guy is Isaac Potts, and it was at his house that Washington had his headquarters. And Isaac Potts was a Tory Quaker. He was totally against America becoming an independent nation. However, let's see, what was it? Yeah. However, he was convinced otherwise when he saw the commander-in-chief on his knees praying. And this is an account, last slide. This is an account of what he witnessed when he spoke to his wife. It says here, quote, friend Potts then went home and on entering his parlor called out to his wife, "Sarah, Sarah, my dear Sarah, all is well, all is well. George Washington will yet prevail." "What's the matter, Isaac?" replied she. "Thee seems moved." "Well, if I seem moved, 'tis no more than what I really am. I have this day seen what I have never expected. Thee knows that I always thought that the sword and the gospel were utterly inconsistent, and that no man could be a soldier and a Christian at the same time. But George Washington has this day convinced me of my mistake." He then related what he had seen and concluded with this prophetical remark: "If George Washington be not a man of God, I am greatly deceived, and still more shall I be deceived if God do not through him work out a great salvation for America." Praise the Lord to that. And I mean, this is what we need more than ever now. Do you have the video up ready? Okay, before we start the video, I'm going to show you. This is a guy named Josh Cedar, and what he does, he's a YouTube influencer. What he does is he goes, if he walks through the neighborhood, if he sees a house that says Black Lives Matter, no illegals on stolen land, or anything like that, he'll go up to knock on the door, and he'll actually dress up like like a liberal. I mean, and he'll pretend to be like him. And then slowly what he does is he just shows, their hypocrisy. And I told you guys about reductio ad absurdum, taking the argument to its law. You're going to see that, in action. Okay, go ahead. Right there. Oh, what happened to the sound? Did you unmute it? Okay. Okay. Yeah, start it again, but can you start it over? But okay, the pause button's up here. Okay, unmute it here, but start it over again. So go back to the beginning. She can't see, because she can't see it from there because it's not on the screen back there, so I have to guide her. Yeah, all the way back to 0. Now start it. Right there. Right there. A little to the right. Nope, this way. There you go.
Yes, it looks like. Hi. How are you? I saw your sign up here, and I just had to stop. I absolutely love it. Yeah, and it says no queuing is illegal because we're on stolen land. Is that right? Yes. And I just love that because I'm actually trans. I'm trans indigenous. My parents, being a doctor, assigned me white skin at birth, but I've always identified as Native American. Okay. So I was just wondering how much time you need to kind of pack everything up and get out of here so I can come see them. Well, ma'am, I'm trans indigenous, and trans indigenous people are indigenous, and they're on our land. Your son says it. Please. Ma'am, your sign says kindness is everything, and you're not exercising it right now.
Okay. Okay, now you can pause it. You're, yeah. And that's how you deal with that argument when they throw that at you. But the way he said, my parents bigoted doctor, it's on me white skin at birth, like he's getting pissed off. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Roger.
Oh, which one is it? Okay.
Very good. Man, 2 good speakers tonight. All right, then we got, so just to let you know, Marilyn said she put that video up on our website. So it gives you every excuse to go visit our website. As you do visit our website, we encourage you to do it, share it, like it, so that we can get the message out there even more. A couple other things. Oh, one thing I did forget to mention about that video is they brought Clint Curtis down here, and he's the register of voters for Shasta County, and he showed just how easy it is to do paper ballots. He did a demonstration right there on how it works. Total transparency from the beginning to even putting it in for the counting. It's so easy, and they give these register of voters like millions of dollars for a budget. He did this with $50,000. So it's like, why are we doing this? But it was really good to, when you see that video, you'll see exactly what he did, and there's no reason we can't do it here in San Joaquin County or any place in California.
Well, there's one reason. In Shasta County, it costs $1,800.
$1,800.
And the number of voters we have would be 50,000.
Oh, okay. 50,000, that's peanuts. What they spend now, they spend millions. They spend that on one box, and you put that stuff in.
They can do it in France in one day.
Yes,
I think it's better than the French.
I think so. I think so.
You're not known for organization.
Well, you brought
Yeah.
Secretary of State, and look at him.
That's true. Actually, you know what? He pointed out a good thing. He said that a lot of the registrar of voters don't even know that there's a problem because they do their thing locally. They send it to the state. They think everything's okay. It gets to the state, and then that's where everything gets messed up. So, not anything is for or against Olivia, but give her a little bit. I guess we'll give her some grace on that. Maybe that's true. Okay, and then the other thing I want to mention is Greg wasn't able to come tonight. He's battling something. But don't forget the essay contest. And we got Ann here. Did you want to speak to that at all?
Why don't you just read the date and time?
Okay. All right, so we're doing the essay contest again. The important thing is that it needs to be postmarked and sent to Miss Ann by April 20th, which is a Monday, 2026. So we encourage you to get this out to any schools. Obviously we want homeschoolers and Christian schools, but it'd be good to get it into public schools because they aren't getting this teaching. Because basically what this one is about is Declaration of Independence, a Christian document. And that's what the whole essay they got to submit it is about. We've given them
The references
reference stuff.
and we encourage them to discuss it with their parents, pastors, friends.
Yes.
Because we consider this an educational effort.
Yeah.
Well, Illinois, my alma mater, Lodi High, was the counselor I did last year. Didn't get any response out of it, but you keep slamming your head against the wall, and eventually the wall may crack.
Try it again. Yes, absolutely. We don't give up. Yes. And maybe give it to them even ahead of time, like Pastor was saying. If you got a chance to read it and digest it, and maybe then he can buy into it. We don't have a lot of time. Okay, the other thing is we are going to be putting together a local endorsing convention because we have CD8, CD9, CD10, which involves San Joaquin County, Solano, and Contra Costa. We need 3 delegates to go to that. See me afterwards if you're interested in being a delegate to that. It's not a lot of work, but it's interesting to see the candidates come and talk and express their desire to have our endorsement. On the sign-up sheet, I did put on there for our Walk to Life that's coming up in March 16th. We're partnering with Harvest Bible Church here. We're going to take the van up with a group of people that want to go again. So there's also on the sign-up sheet, there's a little column that says walk. If you are interested in going, just put your check mark by your name there. That way we can contact you with when we're meeting. We'll meet here at the church when we're going up. And that's March 16th for the March of Life, March for Life. Also, there's a column for booths. I just put booths on there because we've got several events coming up. Lodi Street Fair in May, on May 3rd and October 4th. We've got the Manteca Watermelon Festival, June 6th and 7th, and the Pumpkin Festival, October 3rd and 4th. So if you're interested in being part of these festivals and getting the word out about CRA, check their name on there so we can contact you and give you the information. One announcement I did want to make is Marilyn volunteered to help with the membership, so she's going to officially be our membership secretary. She's back there. She can help you sign up if you're having trouble with signing up. And she's also has agreed to help me as administrative assistant, kind of, because keeps me on task. So I got Marilyn, I got Jeanine, my wife, so there should be no excuses going forward for me missing anything. Thank you, ladies. Other than that, I think what I wanted to do is give Ken, if you have something you would like to share with us, Ken's on the San Joaquin County Board of Education. And
before he does, at the March for Life rally, will CRA also have a booth there? No.
We should have, though. I think it's too late.
Oh, you gotta.
Ken, if you want to just share a few things with us, we appreciate that.
I'll make it short, if not sweet. The County Board of Education meets monthly. We spend a lot of time on our budget. Just had an audit. Things look pretty good for us. We're not sure about some of the districts in the county, though. Things are going up. The governor says one thing, but you look at the reality and the finances, and we kind of shake our heads. So we have enough reserves to get through for several years. Some of the smaller districts do not. So we'll see what's going to happen. We also spent time, we are the agency in the county. If you have an inter-district transfer, you want to have your child move from one district to the other, and you're turned down, there can be an appeal. The appeal comes to the County Board of Education. And most people want their appeal heard in closed session. So I can't tell you why, but there were two appeals that we heard this last week. One, Stockton Unified turned down the request. Lincoln Unified accepted the request. So we had to decide, would we grant the appeal? The parent wanted the appeal to go to Lincoln Unified. We decided to grant that appeal. That student's going to Lincoln Unified. The other appeal was on the different thing. Stockton granted the appeal. Stockton granted the transfer. Lincoln denied the appeal. On that case, we denied the appeal. Now, I can't tell you specifics, like we'll tell you things generally in those things. Generally, the Stockton Unified School District will deny everything because they don't want to lose students and lose money. Usually, if there is a request to enter district that a parent who is an employee of a school district wants to have their child join them in the school district they work for, that is usually granted, if there's room. The question is if there's room. If a school district has somebody that wants to come into their district, but they don't have room because the state has a limit of number of students per classroom. And some districts, quite a few of them, in their contractual contract with their teachers, if you go over that, there's a penalty. And either if you avoid the penalty, you have to hire another teacher to keep that numbers down. And that takes away money from the budget that might go to other programs. So usually if a district says that they cannot accept that student without the financial impact to other students, that might be denied. So those are the things that we do. There's one thing that all of you have seen and heard the last few days. I should let you know some of the things about students leaving campus to conduct protests down the streets, okay? Since 2024, students who cut school, do not attend school, do not attend classes, cannot be suspended. That's the law in California. You can give them detention, you can give them some other things, but you cannot suspend them. There is a law in 2023 that said a student can not attend school for 1 day during the year for a political reason. Now they're not punished for it, but they have to notify the school beforehand. Okay? I don't know how that works at all. I've never seen that. I looked that up when these things came up. But those are the things that we have to deal with in California, you know? And if a student does cut school, different things, they cannot be punished any differently than a student that might have just missed a class because they were getting a drink of water or something. That's the rule. And the rule says because the suspensions impact minorities and kids with special needs too harshly. That was the rule that some of these went through. So, and we have Venture Academy at the county. There are 1,600 students. None of our students left campus to go in any kind of protest. We think that a couple of the students, and they haven't kind of got to it yet, we have a one charter academy where students who have grade problems in schools or behind in education and do cut school a lot may have joined that protest. We're not sure, but that's the only ones we know about. We know that in some cases, and we don't control the districts, there were some kids who left school that some schools did assign an administrator or a staff member to go and watch to try to keep them out of trouble. Now, that's the only thing I'm told of. So that's my report about schools. Another hat I wear in this neighborhood is the Waterloo-Arata School District, the School District, Fire District Board. And if you look around the corner here on 8 Mile Road, we now have a fully functioning second fire department, a house there. It has full staffing, has full equipment, fully operational, and we have a new training room going in. 2 of our board members, at their own expense, not one, have their own equipment, are doing some of the things, putting those things in. So we hope they have that classroom there, but the response time is cut down quite a bit for accidents. So I don't know, you want me to take any questions on any of these, or?
I have a question.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. I think it was a week ago Thursday. There was a group that came up Laura Avenue right by my office protesting this. Now, did they just do that on their own, or is there some teacher or administrator suggesting or encouraging them?
If a teacher or administrator would actually leave campus to do that, they would be docked, suspended, fired, or whatever that. If they're found out to be, and this is for what our district, the county would do, they cannot organize anything like that at all. That's not part of the duties of an educator in the classroom. Now, something that's outside of the classroom, that's floating through, I don't know. But as far as actual, oh yeah, I know, I saw the kids, yeah. Not during school time or school things. Roger?
How many incidences have occurred in San Joaquin County of these student-led protests?
Well, this is the first time I think it's become widespread. It was about 10 days ago or something. Lodi, we saw it, some other places. Those are the only ones I know of. Yeah. Lincoln Unified, Lodi Unified, and there might have been, I don't know if Stockton might have. Yeah. The other thing, going back to the county schools, we also hear appeals about charter schools. And just like Unbound Stockton schools, that one was turned down by Stockton Unified. We accepted it, and it is now in the process of functioning. So that is a requirement we have to do. And just so you know, Stockton Unified is looking at KIPP charter, KIPP, right now. They're looking also at Aspire. They have a campus over here. They have several campuses. Stockton Unified, maybe not that appreciative of charter schools. So we may have that come to us pretty soon. We're not sure yet what's going to happen. And just so you know, when we make a decision on charter schools, it's not we like charters, we don't like charters, we don't care about charters. We have our staff go through a very comprehensive thing of what they say they're going to do, What are they capable of doing? What could they do? And what might happen? And we rely on our staff to do that. We don't make a decision about we like it, don't like it. We make a decision about what this would actually do. Can they do what they say? Have other schools been able to do this? So that's our position on that. More questions? Yes.
I got one kind of off the bat. Did they come to a resolve as far as the Manteca Sportsman's Club?
Say it a little louder. I have
The Manteca Sportsman's Club, did they come to some kind of agreement with the shooting range out there?
that is not anything with the county.
Well,
You see that if that's from the Manteca School District, we don't control the Manteca School District.
no, because your campus is out South Airport Way.
Do you mean the Delta College campus?
No, see, it's 17.
There's Denham Ferry.
That's it.
Okay, Denham Ferry. Yes, I don't think they've resolved that yet. That's Denham Ferry.
That's
Yes,
in long.
that's Denham Ferry. Anything else? If not, thank you.
All right, thanks, Ken.
One other thing is we did have the state CRA convention last weekend. We had Chrisman and Greg went to that. You want to say anything, Chrisman? Okay, well, basically, the main points of that is Chrisman said it was a great event. I think there's like 300 people there. They did vote on the state vice presidents and the executive vice president. They did it, we did. They did endorse Chad Bianco as governor. So it was kind of hotly contested between him and Hilton, but Chad prevailed. Yeah, so let's see. The last thing is elected or official or any candidates here that would like to say a quick word. I know John is here. I think you don't want to right, John. That's not that you have more time.
I'm actually going to benefit everybody tonight, so.
All right.
So next week, next Friday, is the end of the filing period for candidates, which means we have to officially file on everybody that's on board with that. But the other thing next Friday is our candidate statements are due. And why I bring that up is, for example, for my race between Contra Costa County and San Joaquin County, the cost for my candidate statement to have it in the voter guide was almost $14,000. I know when Jim ran for the state senate and he had all of San Joaquin County, just for San Joaquin County, his, I believe, was $18,000. Is that correct? Yes. So you have to understand, first of all, where does this money go? Nobody knows. I heard today that it's actually to do all the translations in all the various languages.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. So, those are the things you have to keep in mind. So if you have a candidate in any race that you're supporting, make a donation to their campaign. Doesn't matter if it's me, doesn't matter if it's Jim, doesn't matter if it's a city board person, city board of education person, or city council. That's a fee that all of us incur. It's just outrageous. It's outrageous. So when you see that voter guide, this was me for years. What a fool the guy didn't even put a candidate statement in there. Well, now I know why he didn't put a candidate statement in there. And so if you see a blank one, then it just means you might need to do your homework to find out why. Because chances are they might be a really good candidate that didn't raise the money. So please know that your candidates really need your support. Even if it's $10 or $15, I was pricing yard signs today. They go just those little yard signs. Locally, if I get it locally, they're $15. Now I'm looking elsewhere, and I have a place in Texas. I like to do local business, but I can get them for $3 to $5 depending on how many order I want. That's in Texas, though, right? So you start looking at all those yard signs that people are part of. Candidates need your donations. They do, and every little bit counts. So I just want to plug that for everybody, not just for me, because it's absolutely critical. If you have a horse in a race, bet on it. Thank you.
John running for Congress, CD9. So he knows what he's talking about. And actually, you know, these candidates, I've seen what they do. I've seen the effort they put in, the time they put in. They're out there walking, they're out there knocking doors. And knocking doors is important. So any of us that can help with that, we need help with that too. Yes, we need to support them. I mean, they're giving everything they can to this campaign. We're not. We can give some finances. It doesn't have to be a ton. We're not wealthy, but we can give what we can. So I echo that, John. Thank you for bringing that up. Anybody else have anything to say? Kristen?
How far along are we on the planning for the possibility of the next convention up north there?
The state convention?
That is sponsoring?
I was going to ask you that. We are going to formulate a committee on that. And so if anybody wants to be involved with that, we would like to bring that convention up here. Because they do want to do it. And what they do is they switch it from Northern California one year and then Southern California next year. So we would like to host the convention up there this year. We need volunteers to make that happen. Just like Terry said, you need volunteers for forums. Everything takes people, everything takes money. So if anybody's interested in that, let me know and let one of us know.
Also, the GOP convention coming in April.
What's that?
GOP convention in San Diego is coming in April as well.
GOP convention in April?
Yeah.
All right, anything else? All right, good job. We're done. We'll watch your VCR.
Okay. How's Marcia doing, by the way?
She's been through problems. But, yeah, keep her encouraged. Right now she's got